Okay, welcome back, guys. I'm going to give you guys an end of the day market analysis because today was a pretty wild day with the Fed coming out, giving us their update. And well, let's go ahead and dig into the charts and see where we ended the day. So, I was thinking today there definitely was the possibility for a rally, and we started to get that rally. But again, super volatile day. It was really, I was able to successfully day trade it ultimately, and I'll kind of give you guys an idea of where I ended up at the end of the day. But definitely a wild, super high volatility day. So they raised 3/4 of a basis point in the market. Let's see how the charts turned out. Pretty bearish close, really. When I look at the hourly chart on triple Qs, so here's the rally. This candle right here, you can see, boom, that candle. They rallied that thing all the way up to about 294, it looks like. Let me check my platform real quick. Yeah, 294, and then that was instantly met with pretty strong impulsive selling. And so I was both long and short today. I ended the day short triple Qs, and we'll talk about that. But you can see at the end of the day, pretty much closed down at the lows with, pretty impulsive selling. So I think that we are, as far as I can tell, looks like triple Qs is going to go down to that 238 mark. Now, we do have a little bit of support. There's kind of a couple levels. There's, maybe a little bit of support right in here at 275. But honestly, you got the lows right down here. I've got them marked out about 269, 270. We get down there and we're probably going to break. Now, yeah, there's maybe a day or two reaction, but I could see us easily going like that. Maybe a little bounce for a day or two, and then boom, heading lower. All right. And, ultimately going down to this 238, 240 area in triple Qs. That's where I think it's heading at this point in time. Now, it's just one day's worth of price action. Let's see how tomorrow trades. There's always the potential, especially on Fed days, to be a lot of different fake out moves. And, we might gap up tomorrow. So we need to see how tomorrow, opens. But with the information I have right now and today, it looks like we're heading lower and probably going to move pretty swiftly down. Okay. Looking at the hourly chart, and this is one of the key things I'm still looking for that I haven't seen. I need to see it, to help confirm. But you can see we still on the PPO. Let me reset this chart here. On the PPO and the RSI, we still have bullish divergence, just barely hanging on. So there it is on the RSI. What I would think is if we're going to continue to impulsively sell down, we're going to burn through this divergence and make a new lower low. All right, we're barely hanging on to it. Any more, much more selling from here will probably burn through the divergences. And again, that's just another confirmation that we are heading down to that 238, 240 area in triple Qs. So I'm positioned short. I ended the day short. Not a full position, but a sizable position. I could probably add a little bit more if I get some more confirmation. Probably waiting, I'll likely what I'll do is wait to see to add. If we take out the June lows and then also burn through these divergences, I'll probably add for a push down to that final target. That's all I see on triple Qs. Looking at the SPY, same kind of look. All right, we ended the day pretty impulsive selling. You can see over the last couple of days we've had this sideways trading range right here. I have it circled. And we've really gone flat, but we broke that trading range to the downside in the last hour or half hour basically of today. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but let's see if we get confirmation and more selling tomorrow, possibly a gap down. And then obviously you have the bullish divergence. So burning through the divergence would be really just one of the major signals to me telling me that we are going to push down and make these lower targets. For SPY, I've pointed out the target here. It's on the daily and it's down here at about 338. Okay, so burning through those divergences should set us up to head down. On the SPY, we have a little bit of a better support level here at about 372.75, and then you obviously have the June lows. So maybe they'll try to hold that, but I don't know. We'll see how these divergences turn out, because we start getting down near these June lows, we're likely going to just break right through, and it should just waterfall straight down is what I would think. So that's what I got there. IWM, I haven't looked at this one, but yeah, there we go. So on IWM, you can see here a couple things. One, this is your rally that started back in June, so your bear market rally, and it lasted, it was a nice impulsive rally. But again, we broke it the other day, a couple days ago. Today, it ran up, did another back test right there of the trend line, and that's exactly where it failed and was rejected. So looks bearish to me. And let's go down to the hourly on IWM. Still hanging on to the bullish divergence. All right, so it's right there. And so, yeah, that's kind of all that the bulls have to hang on to is that divergence. So tomorrow could gap up. You never know. We need to see more selling tomorrow. But again, with the close and the price action today, I went into the close short. Gold. So gold. All right. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking we could rally in gold and the markets. We started to get that rally. I sized up on, for me, it was a day trade because when I started to see the reversal. And again, the other key thing was this level, 1680. 1680 is a key level for me. And we rallied pretty much, we were above it, just starting to break above, making it look like it was going to be a potential bear trap. But it just couldn't really hold and started to sell back down. What you want to see for a trap, a bear trap, is when you recover it, the next candle, boom, you just keep going, because that's shorts covering and that's longs piling in. We didn't see that. So when I started to see gold really get rejected, and you look at the daily, you can see there it is. It was barely above it. Never got a daily close above that 1680. And then going back to the hourly, when I saw that, started to reject, started to sell down the next candle. I closed all my gold positions, my mining positions with a profit, a decent profit. And I did not flip short on those. I just continued. I just flipped short. I was short on the triple Qs at that point in time. So that's it. We did not get that recovery of 1680, and we'll see. Maybe there's another divergent low that's going to be put in place. If we can recover it, again, if we recover that, maybe it happens tomorrow or in the overnight session, then that would signal that this was a bear trap. But for now, I don't see it, okay? So that's it on gold. Oil looks like it wants to continue lower, all right? So I think that the oil market and, typically oil trades, it will trade with the market. If it trades down, the market trades down typically. So I think oil is going to drop down to this next level of support, about 75.70. Excuse me. And yeah, that looks good. So here's some short ideas that I've pointed out. We'll just go through these individual trade ideas, and then we'll wrap up. And guys, if you're finding value in the content and you want to learn how to read the charts like I do, you want to really break it down into key concepts that are, I try to string these concepts together in these videos, but I break each concept down in my stock market technical analysis course. I priced it affordable, put it together at the request of my subscribers about a year and a half ago or so, and it's in the link in the description below. So if you're interested, check it out. It's not too expensive in my mind, and there should be a lot of value that you can learn in that. So check that out. Also, the private membership group, guys. I was in there today giving the private members my market, kind of the read on what I saw in the market, giving them key levels to watch, pointed out some trade ideas, gave them the long on the gold stocks, and then, basically gave them the breakdown levels. So at the end of the day, if you're interested in getting kind of a little bit more timely market updates and additional trade ideas, join the member group. Link in the description below on that one as well. Or just hit the join button. If you're not on an iPhone, it should be next to the subscribe button or where that used to be. All right, trade ideas. CEIX. I am short this one. And again, what I like about this is I've been watching this level right here pretty much for the last few days, 65.43. Had that level marked out for a while. We got the sell signal on this one right back here on August 30th. And you can see it's been working lower. So when it broke down the other day below that level and we got the back test for the last couple days, that gave an opportunity, an objective opportunity to short it right there. So I think we're heading down to 57.75 as our next level of support. If we gap down tomorrow, we'll probably get there tomorrow on that one. All right, so I like that for some more downside. And ultimately, I think this one's actually heading right here. You'll see here on the daily chart, this is your support. All right, you've got 3 reactions here of that trend line. And ultimately, I think you're heading down to that trend line. That might fall in line with something like, just depends on when it gets there. But, you know, I don't know. Somewhere down here, 45, 46, 47. I don't know. It depends on when it actually gets there. But from where we're at right now, it's a potential drop of about 30%. So I like that one. LLY. All right, this one had a sell signal today. So here's LLY doing exactly like I thought it would. Guys, I pointed out this trade a while ago. I've been talking about it. Hopefully you're still in it and it didn't shake you out. The technicals didn't change, so it didn't really give us a reason to get out. And sure enough, it's doing exactly what I thought. You know, we started to break down, gap down, heading down to the support, held there for 2 days, and then today the dam finally gave way and it broke. Okay, the support was at about 350 or so, and it broke. So now we should have a pretty swift fall. The 200-day simple moving average is at 288.30, and you've also got some support right here at about 284. Okay, so what I think will happen is I think we're going to head down to the 200, hold for maybe just a couple hours, start to break down, hit our 284, and then probably recover. Okay, my profit target on this one has always been about 284. Been talking about it for a while. And yeah, even from right now down there, that's about 4%. So we're already, well along the way on this trade already, playing out. So our profit target's right in there, about 284, potentially down to about 280. I don't see much, I don't see it going much lower than that before it bounces. But that is a key level. That was a level of resistance right in there. So, and if I get rid of these lines, you can see that 280 had a couple reactions. Let me kind of get rid of this just to show you guys. Right there, see 280. See how this candle, it wicked up to the 284, but at the end of the day, still closed down there at 280. So you got a cluster of candles there, and then you've got another one right here. So a couple reactions there, but again, we also have some reactions at 284. So for me, it's a zone of support right down here. That's our zone of support. All right, that's LLY. Next up, TLT. I went long bonds. I started to go long. I took a starter position before the Fed. It looked like they were going to rally, and that rally pretty much continued. Pretty strong rally today in bonds, and as far as I can tell, we had a breakout in TLT with a buy signal. So that looks like a breakout to me. Looks like a buy signal. We had bullish divergence here on the daily chart, building, bullish momentum. And now we're starting to get bullish price action, with a buy signal right there. So at the end of the day, you got a couple gaps to roll, like a little reaction maybe right in here. But my target is probably these highs right up here at about 120, and you can see the 200 days moving average is moving down, so I think we'll meet up at the same time. All right, there's my target. This doesn't move a lot. You have to size up a little bit on these. They don't move a whole lot, but that's about 11% gain if we get that one right. So far, looking good. And the inverse of that is TNX, which is your rates. I did adjust my line a little bit. All right, on the hourly, I did tweak it a little bit, and you can see we closed. Looks like we closed right on support. Okay, we haven't broken, so I don't know. That break might come tomorrow with a gap down. And yeah, but TLT broke. There's a clear breakout there, so that's what I got on the interest rates. I think they start to fall. Okay, next up, First Solar, FSLR. Still short this one. Nothing changed today. They popped it. Here's what happened. All right, it's technically significant, so we'll take a look. On the hourly chart here, all right, we're kind of just drifting sideways. But look, here was your uptrend line. All right, trading up. Near the high, started to put in negative divergence, okay? And this was a divergent high, and sure enough today, they popped it over that high, just barely, made a slightly new divergent high, and the sellers were right there ready to step in. So at the end of the day, that was an objective area to short, you know. If that rally spooked you out of your short trade, then, you know, you got to, you know, then take my course. So hopefully those, you know, that course can help you read the technicals better. All right, so the selling was met. You know, that buying was met with strong selling, and they smashed it back down. At the end of the day, when I go to the daily, nothing's changed. We just made a new divergent high, and I think we'll probably start to roll over now is really what I'm thinking. So the target on this one is a good target. It's all the way down here at about 77.81. I will not wait for the exact gap fill. We'll probably cover the trade, you know, a little bit higher above that. But if we get this one right, and I still like it, technically still looks good, we're looking at about a 40% gain on that one. Negative divergence on the daily. It's just, you know, in terms of a setup, it's a great setup. All right, doesn't mean it's going to work out. I can never guarantee that. All I can say is this chart setup looks like a good short trade setup. All right, and I continue to think that. Its close relative, Run, which is Sunrun, another solar company, also looks like a good setup. So on Sunrun, you'll see here, we have a downtrend. All right, resistance, resistance, resistance. Now look what happened. I love this. When I see this price action, look, they popped it above that trend line for over 2 weeks, basically. Looked bullish, you know, you were getting breakouts, but the thing is that those breakouts occurred with negative divergence. Boom. There it is. So negative divergence, and that's a breakout. That has a high probability of failing. Yesterday, I spotted this because someone, one of my subscribers basically said, hey, take a look at this, or a member. And I looked at it and said, yep, looks good, because this price action right here yesterday, boom, they sold it back down. To me, that's a bull trap, okay? The breakout was a false breakout, and it's now back down within this trend. So we should head quite a bit lower, basically. And, you know, I don't know. You can maybe mark out a trend, something like that. But at the end of the day, I think we head quite a bit lower. There's some gaps to fill right here. I can see this gap here at about, yeah, it looks like, you know, right there. It's right near the pre-COVID highs, about 23.38 down to 22. So I would say that's probably a good target, is down there, maybe even lower. But actually, I take that back. The gap's already been filled. These filled the gap right there. So who knows? This could just want to go a lot lower. All right, so I like that. This is kind of a parity. It's kind of the same trade as FSLR, so obviously they'll likely trade together. So if we're right on one, we're probably right on the other. And if we're wrong on both, yeah, well, that's how it is. All right, Starbucks. All right, on Starbucks, down to the 200-day moving average. I have this bullish falling wedge pattern, or sorry, a bearish rising wedge pattern. We broke down. It was a false breakdown. They recovered it right to the top of the wedge, and now we're back. We broke down again. So this is likely the real deal, okay? Usually when you have if you have a bearish pattern like this and you see a breakdown and they're able to recover it and they kind of create this bear trap, usually the next time it breaks, it is the real deal. It's really a breakdown. So we'll take it for what it's worth. That to me looks like another sell, like a sell signal basically in Starbucks. We're at the 200 now, so I suspect, you know, we might hold here for a day or so, but we'll probably close the week below the 200. I'm looking for more selling pressure. The target on this one, they'll, you know, right here, obviously 83. That was the recent lows, and you know, potentially down here to 80. And yeah, maybe quite a bit lower, guys. I mean, you know, the thing is that I think we're coming off of, when I go to the SPY and I look at a weekly chart, all right, on the S&P 500, this is your bull market going back to 2009, all right? This was a nice clean price channel for many years. You can see on this weekly chart, we held support, support, support. There's another tag of it. We broke in 2018, and this is when I started the channel back in 2018. And so my earlier stuff was bearish because I saw this trend line this major trend get broken. And it was a bearish event. So I've been looking for the downside. However, the Fed stepped in here in December. The Fed stepped in right there and did a reversal. And what they did is they created up this pump, basically. Okay, then COVID hit, boom, the Fed stepped in again, all right, and they created this pump. Both of these upticks, these rallies, were Fed induced. So then they recovered the trend line, you see it in red, but finally, boom, we broke again, all right, and this was one of the signals that helped me, not the only signal, but definitely one of them that helped me short the market in 2022, and I think we've started a longer-term bear market. We're not doing just a little dip and then the Fed's going to step in. I think this is more of a longer-term bear market that's likely going to last multiple years. So if this is going to continue lower, our next stop is obviously 338.69, but probably quite a bit lower over the next few years. Here's another trade idea. I've talked about it in the past, Uber. So Uber is walking down this downtrend line here on the daily chart. So it's in a downtrend. It recently had kind of undercut the bottom, but had a nice strong rally. We rallied almost up to resistance right up here. Negative divergence on the daily chart right there. Boom. So that was a divergent high. And what I said is watch this trend line here, wait for a breakdown and a sell signal. And today you can see breaking trend and closing below the 200-day moving average right there. Okay, so big red candle below the 200 and breaking trend looks like a sell signal. To me, that tells me Uber's going down here, all right, to go back down to this lower trend line, probably fill this gap right here at 24.50. All right, so I like that as a short trade. Again, I'd look for more selling tomorrow on that and for this just to continue to work its way lower. Okay, at the end of the day, that's all I got, guys. So if you're interested in learning this, becoming more knowledgeable, and kind of gaining a skill set for yourself versus just watching YouTube for entertainment and following people, then take my course. I think there's benefit there. Drives me crazy. Again, I find myself, as time goes on, just deleting a lot of the YouTube people off my subscriber feed. They just provide no value. It's just an entertainment thing, and I don't really want to spend all my time watching YouTube videos for entertainment. For the most part, I look for things that can really benefit my life. So I hope to do that. I try to do that. Let me know if I'm doing a good job. Leave me a comment. Drop me a thumbs up. Check out the course and join the private group. If you're interested, I'll catch you guys tomorrow.